Well, every year at about this time, we hear of a workplace, childcare centre or government department diluting the way Christmas is celebrated. And sometimes it's the dropping of the word Christmas for that annihilatingly bland American term happy holidays. I hate that. Or religious carols being dumped so that Jesus Christ doesn't get a look in either. And most of us jump on these stories fairly heavily, and the wrongs are usually righted within 24 hours. And it's usually just one or two to blame, and we all head into our Christmas Day forgetting all about it. Well, this year, 500 companies are under pressure to drop the word Christmas for the sake of diversity. The blood pressure has just been spiked. Thanks to the investigative Susie O'Brien, who writes for Melbourne's Herald Sun, we learned today that the Diversity Council Australia, never heard of them before, are urging these companies they advise to send holiday greetings and hold end-of-year holiday season events to ensure that non-Christians are not discriminated against. Can you believe this stuff? The poor pets. Now, there are 1 million Australians working for those 500 companies. This wretched attempt to take Christmas out of Christmas is as bad as we've ever heard just prior to this week. And cop this, they're being just as stupid and ridiculous about other key religious festivals as well, like Jewish Hanukkah and Islamic Ramadan. They don't like those either. Don't refer to those terms either. They'll discriminate against the rest of us, the council warns. I couldn't give a continental about religious groups in this country celebrating and calling their special day what they call it around the world. Could you? Big deal. It's not discrimination. They've got it wrong. It's just a day with a name. And usually that name has a religious reference or a religious connotation. That's history. What a bunch of PC morons this mob is. But how's this? 1 in 10 of these 500 companies have already fallen for the garbage. They've been sucked in. They too should be condemned. And I wish I had in front of me right now a list of who they are, so we could out these sensitive souls, these sensitive companies, who, as we know in 2019, have fallen for this diversity rubbish over and over again. And maybe we could even rearrange our financial support for some of those companies, but I don't have a list. Australia is already incredibly diverse. Well done. But we are predominantly a Christian country at this stage, and if you come here to live, that's what you expect. That's what you contend with. It is hardly a tough festive time to be part of. Lots of socialising, great food, good drink, gifts, couple of days off. It's nirvana. So what's next for the Diversity Council, do you think? Banning these days entirely, maybe? Now, thankfully, taxpayers don't fund this stupid mob, but those 500 members do. Look, it's all well and good to encourage diversity. We do it naturally in this country anyway because of the breakdown in ethnicity and population. But when you set out to rob Australian workers of the very reason they're celebrating at this time, whether they're Christians or not, it is time to shut groups like this down. They need lessons in freedom of religious expression and maybe even a little bit of common sense as well. And can I just say this, if your workplace is a member of this mob, complain right away before Christmas hits, before more gullible bosses dilute the meaning of Christmas. Merry Christmas.